Hello everyone and welcome back to GamerGuild TV. You join myself, Chris, as I dive back into the exciting clicker-filled world of The Last of Us 4. Part 2, Remastered, just released on PlayStation 5 this past week, and it does come with some very juicy extras. That's right, this game comes with the Lost Levels, a 3-part introduction to some behind-the-scenes footage that was never released and never made it to the final product release many moons ago. You're joining myself as I dive in, check it out, talk through it and see what it looks like and see what was cut from the final game with some commentary over the top. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell so you're kept in the loop with all of our other great Last of Us content, such as the full playthrough of Part 1 up on the channel, and more importantly, our ClickerCast review show where myself and my co-host Richie went into breaking down every episode of the HBO series The Last of Us for your listening or viewing pleasure here and also on podcast services up there in the digital cloud. We break down, go in depth for roughly about 2 hours per episode on character development, story, emotions, everything you could possibly imagine as big Last of Us fans. But you're not here for that today. You are here for me to check out The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, The Lost Levels. So let's get into it. Here we go then. So, obviously, Remastered comes with the traditional story, up-res, frame rate, all that jazz. No Return, which is the roguelike one. We're not going to do that today. But if we go into extras, we've got a guitar free play, model viewer, a couple of extra things that you would imagine. And then if we go into the making of, we get some concept art, behind the scenes, commentary, and the lost levels. So we can see here, play early versions of the levels that were cut during the original development of The Last of Us Part 2. These levels are presented in an unfinished pre-alpha state and have optional developer commentary. So I'm not going to play with the commentary because it's me sitting here with other people talking. Go check that out on some other videos. I just want to play through and talk through my own opinion as someone who's got the Platinum in Part 2, Part 1, Remastered, the original PS3. I'm a huge fan of this, so let's just get into the Lost Levels. But again, do want to be critical. This is pre-alpha, so these games are not in the finished state. There's a lot of textures missing, which you'll see. There's a lot of animations and characters are maybe just put in as placeholders. So bear that in mind. This is not a view of what the game would have initially looked like. You've played the game most likely. You've seen the game. It's one of the best, most gorgeous, beautiful games there possibly in existence. But here we go. It's broken down into 3 parts: Jackson Party, Seattle Sewers, and The Hunt. So starting off with Jackson Party, that of course is Jackson, the town/village that exists within the game. And this takes place before Ellie attends the dance party, the kind of community dance where she talks to Dina. Obviously, if you've not played the game, something happens with Dina, and that's kind of kickstarts the events. It's seen in a flashback later in the game. So let's see, the level is presented in unfinished pre-alpha state. I won't repeat that. I'm not going to have it with developer commentary on or an induction video. We're just going to get into it. So Jackson Party, Lost Level, number 1. This level is presented in an unfinished... They like to reflect that, which I guess is good. No audio for some parts as well. What the fuck is wrong with me? He's having a drink. Get rid of some of those nerves before meeting up with Dina. That refreshing you only get from an ice cold beer. It's definitely going to be a cold beer out here because Jackson is in the middle of nowhere, hence the de-icing salt. Let's see what's going on. People running by there, snow shovels and whatnot. Sky at night, looking very calm and clear. So there we go, there's our first take on textures not appearing. 2 wheelie bins look like they're made of Lego. Pre-alpha test, they're probably highlighted as bright colours so the animators can go back in and do it after. You can see there the wall, no texture at all, no brickwork, no posters, graffiti, nothing like that, which is usually obviously a very good detail. Assets like cars dropped in. They're okay. Assets, scary assets like Mr. Snowman over here. There he is. Got anywhere to go around here? No. I feel like I'm looking for scavenging parts already and I don't need them. Let's see. So this is a part of Jackson we do not see in the main game. We obviously explore the streets and around, but we don't see this element. You see there's some kind of like community party, shindig, hoedown, whatever you want to call it. A few people talking. Now I'm guessing a lot of these people might repeat. See there, pig over the fire, just a mock model of a pig. There's no fur or anything like that. Not that there would be if it's over a fire pit. The fire looking not bad, but obviously missing quite a lot of detail. Any people interacting here? No. Now this part over here, the drinking table, in the commentary they actually go into, I'm going to give my own commentary now, it would appear. They use the crafting table from the main game to basically allow you to craft a drink. So we've got tequila, beer, and bourbon. Select craft. Again, you can imagine how Ellie polishing off the weapon, fitting attachments to it. No liquid in the drink. Cheeky sip of bourbon. And then puts the glass down and walks away. They do say that the reason she puts the glass down is because if she went to any of the other locations, they would have had to animate that separately, and it's more time wasted. Ellie there commentating on their fantastic drink she just made herself. Anything going on over here? On the barbecue? What's he cooking? What's he cooking? Absolutely nothing in the pot. He's cooking air. Now the music you might recognise is from the main game, from the actual party, so it's continuing. Yeah, not cooking anything. This is going to be one starving party from the looks of it. Oh, we got a little game over here. Ellie going to jump in and just show these kids up. Step aside, people. Use the mallet. Don't hit the kid in the face, Ellie. Be careful. Okay, so they're using the animation from starting the pull cord generators. Oh, can you get it? Oh, I didn't get it. Come on, Ellie. Come on, Ellie. I'll just get the one go. Or maybe the ding. Nuts. Did I not do it? Do I get the one go? Oh well, that's it. Sorry, kids. Twins. I hear someone screaming. I know why, we'll get to it. Let's see over here. So, face painting. Sit down, get Ellie's face painted. In the game, this is where they would have referenced Ellie's tattoo coming along. Of course, people who've played the game understand that Ellie covers a bite mark with the tattoo. Stylises it herself, does the design herself. I'm guessing this lady, or the character that would have been this lady, would have perhaps been the tattoo artist who helped Ellie come up with the design. She says there, you can see there, we can touch it up, add something else. And of course, Ellie hides the bite mark with the tattoo. She says, yeah, maybe. What else have we got? A couple people talking over here. We've got our obligatory stack can game. Use the mechanics from throwing a brick, throwing a bottle. And instead, we get to... I guess I should go for that one. Take all the bottles down. What do you reckon about that? I've got more goes. Come on, that was totally down. Nice try. Unfortunately, don't get anything for it on this one. Ellie would have won a stuffed element. Ollie the elephant, in fact, which, fun fact from the commentary, again, I don't know this stuff, I've played through this already. But rather than me pausing and you listening to commentary, I'll just talk through it as I'm playing. And yeah, Ellie it basically wins the prize, takes back, and that's what you see baby JJ with. It's actually the toilets in the main game on the tractor at the end. So that's quite fun. More games and prizes, and this is the best part for me. Absolute best part. See these kids running around playing kid games. You don't see many children in The Last of Us. The TV show slightly different, but obviously children in the world of The Last of Us may get infected. They're all living the real world, but if you see there, the little girl here, her movements. A little boy here, I'm not too sure. The character, kid, making some distinct noises there, some distinct movements. Oh my god, they're playing clickers. That's right. These kids here are playing a game of clickers, where my guess is this kid's it. They are the target, the clicker, and everyone else is running around hiding behind boxes. And the great commentary on this is, of course, in the real world, we mimic things like that. We mimic warfare, cowboys, and Indians, cops and robbers, like all that kind of thing. It's a thing people grew up with. It's a thing people did. Cowboys and Native Americans, I guess now. So it's no surprise that in a world where there's infected outside and you're told all these horror stories and stuff to look out for, that these kids would play essentially hide and seek, but as clickers and infected. You can see that they're doing a great job at it. And as a fun little game, Ellie can actually join in. So if we go and try and grab this little clicker kid over here, get it, you. Yeah. Got ya. Wiggles away. Wow, kid. Hey, F you, Ellie. We're not even playing. No, that's harsh, that. Click it. Oh no, she's been bit. What are you talking about? She's infected, so you can see there. Really cool mechanic, using the hearing, listening. So Ellie now, you can sense them. Because the clickers, of course, have only echolocation, they can't see. So Ellie would only be able to see the kids with this viewpoint. Now this child here, terrible at hiding. I know the AI in The Last of Us and many video games gets criticised, but this kid here, worst AI ever. He's right there. Let's grab the kid. Oh, they've all got me. And we're down. Ellie's taken out. Now, this part was initially going to be included in the game, but they swapped it out for the snowball fight at the beginning between Ellie, Dina and the kids around the little playground. So you can see almost how the mechanics would line up. But I think that's a really cool element. It's such a shame it wasn't incorporated. But I guess it has a dark underlining tone with kids playing it. However, the whole game is kind of dark and underlining, so what are you going to do? Let's have a look. Some generators. Folks are on a fire. Ellie can have pop a squat. Take a seat, Ellie. Take a seat. Think about what's coming up. As everybody awkwardly sits in silence around the campfire. Ah, yes. Can't move the camera. Can't do anything, in fact. Can I get up now? Nope. Just have to sit here for a pondering moment. Keep walking. I do like what they're doing with the Christmas lights, though. It does make it look very cool. Especially with the cold. Sneak around here, dead end, but we find a couple are we in private time? Oh hey, Helly. We'll go get a drink, yeah, go mingle. This part was apparently just to showcase that people sneaking away from the party, quite reminiscent of Ellie and Dina. I guess people do that at parties, right? Sneak away. Some kissy action. And that's kind of it for here, for this lost level. So it's a nice bit of insight into the world of Jackson, what they get up to, introducing you to kind of, I guess, the security that everybody's got. Everyone's chill. Here's Maria. Say hello to Maria. A bit of a familial hug. Before the party starts, the hoedown. There's Uncle Tommy. Good to go. And of course, they would then go into the party. No one in there. It's a dead party for now. We've all been into clubs where it's been that dead. And that's the Lost Level Part 1. Jackson Party. So again, very interesting level. It's a bit of a deep dive into it. Again, if you want to watch the commentary from the genuine devs and the amazing folks who made the game, go get the game. Pick it up as part of a free upgrade, £10, £10 upgrade if you've got the PS4 version out there, or if you want to buy it brand new, available now. So moving on then. Seattle Sewers. Let's have a look at Seattle Sewers. So this one takes place in the main game. You'll be very familiar with it. It's Seattle Day 2, I want to say. Ellie gets involved with some infected creatures, knocked into the water, sends her into a sewer. And then, yeah, this part was cut out. The game developer commentary off, introduction, pre-alpha, things missing, stuff like that. But it does have a bit of a cutscene, which is from the main game. So you'll be very familiar with this part, but when she gets knocked into the river, that's when it would diverge and they cut it out.
Get off of me!
How interesting is this? The stalker's gone again. I went to myself, like, surely their lungs have collapsed and fell apart and everything like that by now. And yeah, it's the bubbles come out of its mouth. Down the drain pipe. And this is where the game pivots to what we have. What we wanted to do was send us down here. Had a bit of a gameplay section in that. Has some puzzle elements, so it plays with the flow of the water. So you can see here, heading washed down. I can't go anywhere. No control. It's spun around. Straight up the bars. You kind of really pinned against it. Push yourself left and right. We'll get out here on the left, where it starts off at.
Fuck Seattle.
She does not like Seattle.
Okay. Where the hell am I?
So way out here.
fucking kidding me.
Yeah. Kidding. Yeah, absolutely kidding. Dead end. So that's not the way. So this is where we've got to consider how we get across from the water.
There's gotta be another way
A
out.
bit more yellow over there, we can see. Jump in, what happens? It's like the river of slime and ghostbusters again, right? So we shimmy our way across to the other side. Get up here. Across to the sea. I still couldn't make it across to there, but it's one of those video game tropes. It's similar to something that happened in Chapter 4. With the flow of the water, you had a little puzzle section of the later. Flow of the water, very fast that current. You've got to jump in and kind of make your way briefly across, get stuck on this block. Then we'll cross. This is the puzzle, I guess, mechanic they had planned out for this area. Dead end there. Let's go collect some things. Cross last was. We don't have the last was, we're some scavenging, so got these, nothing much I need, maintenance pipes. Come out and see our pathway. Going to fall back on there, so let's take a good little jump. Into the pipe. Good old Naughty Dog yellow as well there, symbolising every which way.
Get me the hell out of here.
Now, it said in the developer commentary like they wanted to send Ellie down like an isolated pathway and show, I guess, their isolation from the world. Torch keeps going out. Good old shake the controller. Another dead end. Oh, little rat there. Now again, Last of Us Part 1 and 2. Plenty of sewers to have fun
Up
in.
and out. Just keep going up and out.
Up and out, here we go. Now there is a little sneaky section here which I found. Now my guess is a good bit of scavenge gear in here. I personally will put a Firefly pendant in here. Seems like the appropriate place for it. Just took slightly out the way. You know you're a video game player when you're looking at all the little cubby holes that there possibly is. Can't go that way. Now, this is an interesting one for me because you very rarely have any exploration really where you are prone, like under cars and
Oh,
stuff.
your
is
shit,
obviously
Ellie.
what was introduced in the second game. But I don't recall any Metal Gear Solid style crawling through pipes. Very narrow. But fun all the same. I could see where this would slot perfectly into the shower. Oh, down. Go, just squeeze through some gaps. Again, very claustrophobic. Again, like this part here, I like it. It's very, again, very Metal Gear, very Arkham. Through the vents almost, John McClane style. Makes you feel very kind of like condensed and claustrophobic. And,
Shitty place to die.
yeah. It wants to be crawled through a sewer pipe, really. Now, in the commentary, they did mention something about this part here where they actually flooded this compartment, compartment, in fact. But test players basically didn't know whether they could actually go forward in the water or not, so it confused a few. So they took it out and just put a little bridge in instead. Is that the climb up there? Sneak tunnel. This is again, yeah, there'll be something at the end, a note from somebody who got stuck in a sewer.
Fuck, come on.
Dead body, but once again for Ellie, unfortunately, dead end. All the pipes. Super Mario style. Well drawn.
Damn it.
She must be cold. Like, Seattle looks miserable. Now this is my favourite part here, so you can see just up ahead. We actually have Clicker. Now this is the main game with, you can imagine the music, the audio would be terrifying. There's a couple of things in horror games, there's horror films where you're going to come very close and front and centre with a still body and you don't know what it's going to do. This is very, very similar to that, and in the commentary they said it's obviously crawled in the pipe, got stuck, fused itself to the wall, fungus grew out its eyeballs, quite literally. But watch for this, really interesting take. Ellie obviously suffering from death of a certain character. Here we go, look at this. Flashlight's gone out. Keep watching. Like that. That is fantastic. That's such a shame I didn't make it in the game. because those flashbacks to that, like, look at Ellie's fear in her eyes now after just seeing that. Like, after everything she's been through, traumatized, and to just keep having these moments, and she writes about them in her diary throughout the game. You see things happen. Splash, and she's back out. That is like such a good character. Down, out, big open area. Dev's talking about more water puzzles here, but being able to do yourself. Keeping it nice and simple. You can't get up to that ledge, it's too high. You normally look for a ladder or a wooden pallet. Just simply walk around. Actually, again, very similar to one of the Uncharted levels, Uncharted 2, when you were Flynn. You navigate the sewers underneath the museum. Anything down there? Oh, there's one more down there. Just check it out. Solid hidey door. Oh, nothing. Just a rusty pile of nothing. Again, if this was part of the main campaign, I'd be checking every corner looking for scavenging parts and firefly, this and that. Comic books. Again, for an unfinished version, you kind of forget things are missing. There's no audio. Like, the great thing with Naughty Dog games is the continued audio, the talk to themselves, the talk about things, context for the area that you're in, environmental storytelling, as they say. There we go. And we found our way across. Hop down, hop down. That was actually a ladder. Don't need it though. We are safely across, boys and girls. And this is the long climb. Metal Gear Solid style. Will we ever reach the top? Who knows? But this part is where it ties into the original game. And for anyone who's played the original game, you'll know when you get to Seattle, you get swept away by the water. You come out in essentially it's like an ATM subway area. And there you go. We are there. Voila. And then we find the I was going to say clicky people, not clickers. The wolfy people, the whisperers in the woods. And that's part 2, Seattle sewers. So, again, nothing overly too complex, but I think it's some great insight into Naughty Dog's kind of visual storytelling, what they would do, what they would cut from the game, where it would sequence in. And there's still some great pieces of content in there as well. So, fantastic. Love that. All right, before I continue, I just want to do a special shout out to all of our amazing members who support the channel, help this reality come to life. Not me playing Last of Us, of course, but the whole channel as a general. And I do want to point out our podcast, the ClickerCast, where we went and reviewed every single episode of the Last of Us HBO series. We are going to come back for season 2. We cannot wait. It was something a little bit different than myself and Richie did for the channel, but we went so in depth. We broke down the plot, the characters, the development, the storytelling, the arcs, the adaptation from the game, every little change and stuff. We went so in depth. It was like, 9 episodes? We did almost like a 2-hour run for each episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Go check out the ClickerCast, available right here on youtube.com/GamerGuild TV. And we'll be back for season 2 when Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann and HBO get round to shooting it. We've had some casting news already. Very excited. But in the meantime, we've got the game to play. And I'm going to be playing through part 2 Remastered in the lead up to season 2 as well. But let's get back to the final piece of DLC, which is this one here, The Hunt. Now, The Hunt takes place in California, so very, very late in the game. Change of scenery, change of weather. Ellie, before she gets back to the farm sequence, this is the part that would have took place before she goes back to Dina, essentially. So all shit's happened, vengeance, death, murder, killing, hunger, all that kind of stuff. And before she gets back to the farm and JJ and Dina, this is what takes place. And basically Ellie is losing it a bit. She's lost in the wilderness. I guess she's making her way across country to get back to her family and friends in Jackson. It's a long, long trek. And this is what she's got. The wilderness. She's got short hair. She's wearing Joel's jacket.
Where are you?
Where are you indeed? Where is who though? So we can see... I've lost it already. There it is. Oh, it's gone. Oh no, there it is. Blood on the floor. Lots of blood. So Ellie's doing something. Got lots of wilderness over here. Lots more blood. I have a rifle. Literally just a rifle. Luckily I'm not the one bleeding out, because I would need a medkit. See if there's multiple paths.
I lose it.
Lose it. Okay. There are not multiple paths. Yeah, you can almost hear the silence of the wood. Looks great. It's such a shame that these parts make out. I mean, I personally thought The Last of Us Part 2 was a little bit too long near the end compared to the original.
There it is.
There it is, blood. But seeing parts like this just made me think like, oh man, I would have loved a Left Behind DLC or some extra content in between. Obviously, we've had Part 1, remaster, remake. Now we've got Part 2. Can Naughty Dog do anything else with The Last of Us before Part 3? Who knows? Got a trailer over there. Again, just different environments, I guess, with these mechanics. It's nice to see. We've been to cities, we've been to sewers, we've been to rural areas. And now we get something fresh. And that's why California was quite good at the end of Part 2. Here we go. Mountain General Store. Now, Ellie, for context, she is hunting something at this moment in time. It's very reminiscent to hunting the deer that you did in Part 1 before you got to David and that whole scene played out. Ellie in this one, they said in the commentary they go through different scenes of Ellie hunting, and they did like long-range shooting, close-up shooting, how to do it, but basically working the hunting into the game was too much work in terms of like mechanics, changing things from like the traditional bad guys, and how to do this scene. But fun fact is you can get, or you can see this story played out in Ellie's diary during the journey back. So we find ourselves at the Mountain General Store. Refill your gas tanks here. Cop car, very Resident Evil, outside a petrol station, or a gas station, with police car already waiting. Busted open doors. Carousel, everyone loves a carousel. And blood everywhere. Anything around here? People have some food chucked in the bin. Very quiet. Again, in the main game, I'd probably be so on edge right now. There'd probably be more music being played. Oh, remember those bins with the like concrete base? So old school. Right, here we go.
Okay.
Now we're in.
I can't see shit.
That's right. Ellie is hunting a ball with some rough animation. There it goes. You saw it then. So this was set to be a scene where Ellie hunts essentially a boar, and you don't know whether she's after it for food or she's just after it for some form of revenge or violence, because she's so kind of distraught. But you follow the boar in here, and you don't want to be gored, because when they're injured they go quite feral and they can be dangerous. Just ask Robert Baratheon. There it is. Around here.
Got you.
Oh, there he is. And the ball will go you. But yeah.
It's over.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Need to run.
You went in there. Okay, that's clever. Clever game mechanics. There you go, little piggy. Here, piggy. He's gone in the bathroom. So that's where we would all go if we were shot in the head. Interesting, because in my first playthrough of this with the commentary on, the ball was down the other side of the shop, and it ran through that door here into the same room. So it's interesting that Naughty Dog gave himself two exit paths depending on where the final shot takes place. Yeah, rough animations aside, you can imagine that would take a little bit more to do the cutscenes. Here we go. Piggy, and watch out for this. Just like in the last part in the pipe, we have an actual scene. Poor animal. Yeah, he's good. The angle, really? Just that fractional flash there and the ringing. Done. And then it would cut to her arriving home at the farm. So you would never tell what happened to the boar. Did she put it out of its misery? Did she kill it? But again, look at the diary. It tells you about a little bit about the boar story. And that is the end of the Lost Levels. That is part 3 of the Lost Levels, broken down. The hunt. Again, nice little sidetrack. They said in the commentary about Ellie hunting the boar. What it represented, was she just hunting it for food, or was she hunting it because she's just violent now and she wanted to take her anger out on something? Again, those flashback elements there, the one in the sewer, the one with the hunt with Joel. I think it's such a shame they didn't make it into the main game because there's such great elements of storytelling. But overall, I think you can see why they were taken out of the game. But it's nice to see them, and I think I'm very thankful for Naughty Dog for giving us a peek behind the curtain, because with video games we very rarely get to see how the sausage is made. Ironically, we've just killed some boar, so how the sausage is made. But I thoroughly love that. It's nice to see that bit of insight, and again, they're no doubt deep at work on The Last of Us Part 3 now. We know Naughty Dog are working on another IP. I'm still holding out for another Uncharted. But in the meantime, of course, we now have The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I'm going to play through it fully on the channel at some point before the new season starts. You can go enjoy it. $10, £10 upgrade if you've got the PlayStation 4 version already. So $10 for even for just that alone, as a big Last of Us fan, I think it's worth it. But then you've of course got on top of that the no return roguelike mode. I'll probably do a view of that up on the channel as well. Story as well, which is unto itself terrific. But that has been it for my look at the Lost Levels here on The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, like, subscribe and ring that bell so you're kept in the loop with all the other great content we do here, because we do a lot here on the channel. Not only do we do the ClickerCast, which is our Last of Us review roundup, we also have a weekly gaming podcast, the GamerGuild Podcast, where myself, my co-host Rob and Richie get together and round up all the video game news here on YouTube, and also it is available up there in the digital clouds on your podcast platform of choice. So go check it out. Join in with us. We have a vibrant Discord community, lovely group of gamers here. We do weekly live streams here on the channel. We do charity streams. We do watch-alongs to all the gaming reviews and drops like State of Plays, Xbox Direct showcases, the Game Awards, absolutely everything you could ask for. So I'd appreciate if you could go check out the rest of it. But until then, look for the light. Goodbye.